Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Takeover on British Wrestling Radio.
Good evening. Want to,
Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Takeover on British Wrestling Radio. Well, my name is Webby. Some of you probably already know me.
I'm Ross, and more of you may know me. And we're going to be bringing you the latest in Dragon Gate, also British Wrestling and Japan.
Bit of Evolve, bit of Shine, chucking it all in there.
And also tonight we're due to have a special guest. Josh Bowden will be joining us. Just give a little insight into his career so far and all the exciting matches he's got coming up.
Which is quite a few. Definitely got quite a few good matches coming up.
So what else what else is on the agenda?
Well, there's some good news today. You've got Alex Shelley's returning to Ring of Honor with the Time Splitters at Global Wars on May 17th. What do you think about that?
Is it actually been confirmed that it's with the Time Splitters?
Pretty sure it is. Yeah, he's going to be with the Time Splitters. Yeah.
I mean, having only seen him once, which was Wrestle Kingdom 8, it'll be interesting to see if he can build as much momentum with the Time Splitters as he did with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, I don't think it's a full-time thing, but it's always good seeing Alex Shelley. I mean, I ain't really seen him, but other than with the Time Split, I haven't seen him in any other company for quite a few years. So it'd be interesting to see if he will come back more into the indie circuit now that he's coming back to Ring of Honor for a show.
And now, obviously, what with Chris Sabin, his contract's up in the air. Do you think there is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, do you think there's a chance that the Motor City Machine Guns will end up in Ring of Honor? Maybe like a one-shot deal.
Well, there's always the possibility that it could happen, but with a lot of these TNA contracts lately, it's sort of, are they going to go? Are they going to stay? I mean, I know Bad Influence, Frankie and Christopher Daniels had that only the crowd match.
Yeah.
On WrestleMania weekend. So maybe that's maybe they're still in talks. That's why they could only show it to the crowd. Maybe they are out. Who knows? But it'd be good to see both Motor City Machine Guns and Bad Influence again.
Definitely, because they can always draw heat, like from the crowd.
I mean, where would you want both of them to end up if their contracts are up?
I think Japan would be quite a good fit. Maybe New Japan.
What, for both of them?
For Bad Influence, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Daniels has spent quite a lot of time in Japan.
Yeah. But has Kazarian spent any time over there?
I don't think he has. No, I don't think he has. But
No, it'd be interesting to see where they do end up. If their contracts are actually finished and they don't re-sign.
yeah. But I'd like to see him in Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor's kind of, since like the Wolves have left, Forever Hooligans hasn't been on so much. They've still got a good tag team division, but they could use I think they could use a bit of a boost. I mean, Outlaw Inc. I do like Outlaw Inc. I think they're good. They're a good heel tag team. And Red Dragon, also a heel tag team. So, and if Forever Hooligans come over, that's kind of like another heel tag. So maybe Ring of Honor's not such a great place for Bad Influence to end up. But yeah, Ring of Honor's got quite a few heel tag teams. Maybe they need some Motor City Machine Guns in there. bring the faces back, baby faces back. What's up? Any other news do you want to talk about?
Well, we can talk about the. Have we talked about the? No. Tell what we'll do. We'll run down the card for Evolve 30.
What about 29? 29 got announced as well.
Have you got that?
I have that. So far for Evolve 29 on May 9th, live on the WWN Live Network, we have the Ant Colony, Fire Ant and Green Ant versus Jigsaw and Tim Donsett. Not really seeing much of Tim Donsett, but Fire Ant and Green Ant, definitely a good watch. Got the Bravado Brothers versus hashtag All Ego and hashtag Walking Weapon in a non-title attraction. Rich Swann versus Cabe Connolly. I don't know if anyone else watched the WWN live events on WrestleMania weekend, but I think Cabe Connolly definitely kind of stood out, come into his own in them events. He had some couple good matches. The special next up, we got Gargano versus Busick, special challenge match. That'd be a good show. Definitely mixing up the technical side of wrestling there. Then the former partners of the Gentleman's Club, Chuck Taylor versus Gulak. And in the main event, we have AR Fox and the Uhaa Nation versus Anthony Nese and Trent Brower.
No, I saw Uhaa Nation a few months ago at Rev Pro, and he can move for a big guy, because he's got to be 270 odd pound.
Yeah.
And he can pull off like a really good sort of standing shooting star press.
Well, I've seen a bit of him in Evolve and a bit of Dragon Gate, and he's impressed me from what I've seen of him. I've never seen him live, but I'd love to see him live. Great wrestler. He's sort of mixing it up, isn't he? Really. I mean, I can't think of any other. But there's a couple, I guess, in like Michael Elgin's partner. I can't remember his name.
Brian Cage.
Right, yeah. He's sort of the same, mixing all kinds of styles into his own.
Yeah, he was supposed to come over towards the end of last year, I think, but for some reason he couldn't make it over. But we had Michael Elgin and Davey Richards teaming up.
Oh yes, I think I remember that.
Yeah, against Project Ego, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Stevenage, and yeah, that was a really good match. And then, so is that the full card for 29?
Yep, main event was Yuha versus an AR Fox versus Nice and Bra, coming off their big win at WrestleMania weekend.
So then we've got 30 on May the 10th. So I'll just run down the cards from top to bottom. We've got I Quit match, Johnny Gargano versus Rich Swann.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Gargano's obviously coming off of his loss at
Open the Ultimate Gate.
Yeah. So you got to wonder how he's going to react from that. You've got the United Gate title match, the Bravado Brothers against Fire Ant and Green Ant. And I know what a fan you are of those two.
I love the Colony. You can't wait for Shakira's return as well.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll talk about in the show. We've got Uhaa Nation versus Trent Beretta in a special challenge singles match.
Another good match. I think after watching Trent Beretta on that WrestleMania weekend, you could really tell the difference. Like, you could see the standards in wrestling compared to each other.
Yeah. And then in an Evolve 28 rematch, we've got AR Fox versus Caleb Conley.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if I know it was in a Dragon Gate match, but it'd be interesting to see if Teddy Hart actually comes out with that cat again.
Teddy Hart and his cat. Oh, you couldn't write that stuff.
In fact, yeah. Why don't I let you just talk about that for a second?
What?
Then we'll get back to the
Teddy Hart and his cat. You want me to talk about Teddy Hart and his cat?
Well, you had quite a lot of things to say about that when we talked about it.
It was ridiculous. Okay, the first night when he interrupted, what match did he interrupt the first night? I can't remember what match it was, actually. I think it was the AR Fox. No, that was it. He interrupted the AR Fox Mr. A match on the second night. And fucking hell, this guy comes out and takes everyone out. Everyone. Like, fair enough that you're trying to like give him a good coming, but he can't take everyone out. Jesus. So much that weekend annoyed me. So every match pretty much had interference. Every match had like ref bumps. And I'm just like, this is just like watching TNA and WWE. I want someone to win and lose cleanly.
Yeah.
It's not. It's fair enough. Fair enough if they've got a weekly event where they can build up things, but at the moment, Dragon Gate, Evolve are not staying consistent, in my opinion, to do that sort of stuff.
No, but it was just hearing you rant about it. It's just like Teddy Hart and his cat.
Teddy and the cat. Yep.
So anyway, going back to the Evolve 30, we've got Anthony Nese versus Chuck Taylor versus Jigsaw versus hashtag All Ego.
Have you ever heard of these hashtag
No.
Ego and Walking Weapon before? Neither have
So yeah, that's a four-way freestyle match. Then we've got a special attraction match. Tom Donst, is it? Against hashtag Walking Weapon. And then also appearing we've got Evilise, Blake Edwards, Balakis. I've probably completely massacred that name.
Let's have a look. I think I've got the Evolve card somewhere. Blake Edward Balakis. Yeah. Sue Young and Mr. A at the Premier Athlete Band.
And then Moose, Larry Dallas and more.
Yeah, more Larry Dallas and Teddy Hart and his cat.
So yeah, that's Evolve 30 from the Brooklyn Lyceum.
That's another thing. I think both cards are both gonna have Ivory's Velez, the Shine Champion, on it, but they kind of disappointed me on WrestleMania weekend. They I don't think the women really like if I watched the Shine card, I'd be like, yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. And then when I watched on the weekend, I think it was just lacking. There was a couple good matches, but if this is the weekend where you've pretty much got your time to shine, and I just don't think they brought it to the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you think they can do to actually I don't know, make things work a little bit better?
What? As in how they could counteract that?
Yeah.
Just put a bit. I mean, it wasn't. The matches were good, but what happened, like the wrestling in the matches, I don't think was as good as I've seen on a Shine and Shimmer card in the past.
Right. So, is there any more Shine or Evolve news?
Not since this past weekend. We had the Shine 18, but I haven't seen any news since then.
Right. So now we can talk about Revolution Pro Wrestling Uprising, which we're both going to, aren't we?
June 15th. Yep.
York Hall, Bethnal Green.
Mhm.
And so just looking it up now, we've got the likes of Kevin Steen and who else is there?
Nakamura, Carl Anderson, Zack Sabre Jr.'s going against Nakamura, and Kevin Steen's going against Mighty Scroll.
Yeah, non-title match.
That's a non-title match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, I think it is anyway. Summer Sizzler, not Uprising.
Oh, and of course, the recently announced one. Adam Cole, baby! Yes!
Oh, dude.
That was a long weekend. I just spent the whole weekend shouting Adam Cole, baby.
That's not going to get annoying. Right, so... Yes, we've got Carl Anderson, Nakamura.
Versus Sabre.
Yeah, I think that's the only match that's been announced. The only two matches, sorry.
I think so, yeah.
And apparently there's still more announcements to be made.
I mean, who would you want to see face Carl Anderson and Adam Cole?
Maybe if he's fit, then Noam Dar against Adam Cole.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then Carl Anderson against... I don't know, maybe Dave Mastiff. That'd be a good match, because two big guys, aren't they?
Dean will be happy you just said that.
Yeah, no, I can just picture him marking out now. Or maybe, yeah, Mastiff.
So you want Mastiff for Anderson? I
Yeah.
think that'd be a good match.
So that's Revolution Pro Wrestling. We've also got Progress Wrestling Chapter 13, Unbelievable Jeff. I love these names. That's at the Electric Ballroom in Camden on the... when's that? 18th of May.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. So, do you want to run down this card? Because I know their latest announcement got you quite excited, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, Devitt. Yeah. Can't beat some Prince Devitt.
I know, versus Zack Sabre Jr. as well. So glad we've got tickets for that.
I think there's only about 60 odd tickets left as well, I think. 70, something like that.
75, yeah. And then, yeah, Jimmy Havoc versus Mark Andrews in a ladder match.
That'll be good.
We've got a four-way number one contenders tag team match. We've got Project Ego, Chris Travis and Martin Kirby against Screw Indie Wrestling, which is Mark Haskins and Nathan Cruz, I think. Swords of Essex. There you go. Which is Paul Robinson and Will Ospreay. Versus the London Riots. One of my favourite tag teams in Britain, actually.
They're at the ICW show as well.
Yeah, against the Coffee Brothers, I think. I might have, yeah, I think that's right. And also you've got Pete Dunne versus Robbie X in the Natural Progression series.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about this Pete Dunne.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen him, but yeah, I've heard a lot about him. And Robbie X I've seen a few times. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw him. I've seen him quite a few times. And he was at Southside, wasn't he?
Yeah, yes, Stevenage.
He got the liver.
Yes, which I missed, didn't I?
Yep, unfortunately. No fault of my own.
No. So, have you got any predictions for those matches?
Any predictions?
Yeah, like for winners.
Well, Jimmy Havoc will probably win, I would say. As much as I like Mark Andrews, but Jimmy Havoc will probably win the main event.
Yeah.
I think Devitt and Zack Sabre Jr. will just be an incredible match. I mean, it's like one of the best in England versus pretty much Ireland's best. So you could technically call it a international showdown if you wanted.
Yeah.
As for the others, not really. I haven't got any predictions.
See, for the
yeah, go on.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
All right. See, for me, I think that the Prince Devitt Zack Sabre Jr. match, I think there could be. I wouldn't actually call it an upset, but I think Sabre Jr. is going to win it. The title match, I think you're right. I think Jimmy Havoc's going to win that one.
With some help.
Yeah, no doubt. The 4-way tag team contenders match. I'm torn between Project Ego and the London Riots here. I'm gonna say Riots, and because I've seen them quite a few times and they've come on like leaps and bounds every single time I've seen them. And also Pete Dunne versus Robbie X. I can't pick a winner from that one because I've never seen Pete Dunne, so that's the Progress Wrestling rundown.
Anything else you've been happy about this week?
I mean, in terms of that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The New Japan. I know it's going back a couple of weeks, but obviously with AJ Styles going back in now, going over there. Sorry, I don't think he's actually been over there.
You are? Sorry?
Has AJ Styles ever wrestled in Japan before?
Yeah.
Alright.
But no, I don't think he's wrestled for New Japan. I think he might have wrestled for Noah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, obviously now he's over there as part of the not as part of Bullet Club, the leader, I believe.
See, I've been trying to work this out because I don't think he is the leader. Because because I follow like Tamara Tonga and Bad Luck Val and Doc Gallows on Twitter, Instagram, and they keep saying the leader's Carl Anderson. So I don't think AJ Styles is the actual leader of Bullet Club.
Do you think he's maybe just using them to get the title and then he's gonna just turn on them?
Maybe. I mean, me personally, I can't see Styles beating Makeda for his title.
No.
To be honest, at the moment, I can't see anyone beating Okada for that title. I mean, I don't know what you think about that. Can you see anyone? Because I know like Nakamura and Tanahashi keep battling over the Intercontinental. Is it the Intercontinental? Yeah, Intercontinental.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like, I mean, I can't really, off the top of my head, like I know he's had his matches against NATO recently, but I can't actually think of anyone at the moment that would beat him.
No, I mean, it's difficult because I've only seen like a couple of Japanese shows, so I'm just literally forming an opinion of the actual product, and I don't know. I've got my favourites like Goto, Shibata, Nakamura.
He doesn't like Nakamura.
Well, yeah. But no, I've got to say, Shibata is. He's got to be one of my favourites after watching that match at Wrestle Kingdom 8.
Yeah, they literally just beat the crap out of each other. To be honest, that's the only person. Actually, that is the only person I could see beating Okada. But it seems like it seems like they've been holding him back a bit now. That I think they've been planning this Styles thing for quite a while, and they haven't really off-played the Shibata.
No, it's like have a match and then it's like the next week it's like, oh, okay, moving on. Like they seem not to have run with the storyline.
I think they do. It's just sometimes it's quite for I wouldn't say for everyone, but for me sometimes it is a bit hard trying to keep up with the storylines. I mean, you can grasp the basic part of the storyline, but they do really need to start like doing. I mean, I know they used to have, but that was when it was. They need to have English commentary to help. I know they've started doing it in Spanish a couple of months ago, but they really need to have some English commentators as well.
I've got to admit, I struggled with that when I was watching it.
I mean, I mostly watch it for the wrestling itself, because the wrestling as a product is, I would say, one of the best at the moment. But trying to keep up with the storylines can be difficult at times.
This might interest you. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's matches announced for Global Wars.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
What have we got now so far?
We've got Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jushin Liger teaming up against Nakamura and Jado.
Okay.
But we've got AJ Styles and Carl Anderson versus Okada and I don't know how you pronounce his name. Guido. Is it Guido?
Yeah.
We've got Michael Elgin against I can't pronounce his name. Watanabe.
Mhm.
You've got IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title match. You've got Forever Hooligans versus the Time Splitters versus the Young Bucks.
That'll be good. That'd definitely be a good match.
And
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say on one of the nights, the Young Bucks are going to defend the titles against Forever Hooligans, and the winners of that match will be defending their championships. The third of the fifth, which is
the night that Styles faces Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight title.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then another show, you've got the ROH World Championship. You've got you ready to say Adam Cole,
Baby,
against Kevin Steen. You've got the ROH TV title Four Corner Survival match. you've got Jay Lethal with Triv Martini
Mm-hmm.
versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Matt Taven versus Silas Young.
Whenever Matt Taven and Jay Lethal work together, matches are incredible, man. So I think them two really bring the best out of each other.
And also signed to a P, you've got the Briscoes, Mike Bennett, Red Dragon, The Decade, ACH, and Cedric Alexander.
Interesting. I'm guessing they're waiting until what's the second event called?
I think it's just called Global Wars. So,
War of the Worlds. That's it. May 17th in the New York, where I'm guessing they're waiting to that event to have more of a crossover.
yeah, because this doesn't looking at it, it doesn't really look like a crossover match event as such.
But I can see like where they're. This is one of Ring of Honor's like main pay-per-views for the year, or Border Wars, but now Global Wars. So yeah, I guess they are waiting until May 17th for the main crossover. So anyone lucky enough to be going to that is in for a great show. Wish I was.
Well, and of course Elgin's there, and apparently he's the IWGP heavyweight title contender, which I didn't realise.
Yeah, remember he beat Steen at Super Cup of Honor.
Yeah, I'll get you there.
Although I don't know what happened this weekend between AJ Styles and Kevin Steen. Elgin, sorry. Because remember they were having the they had the match to decide who was going to be the number one contender for the Ring of Honor. So that was.
Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's the Global Wars. Global Wars card. So, have you got any predictions for that one?
To be honest, I don't think Adam Cole is going to be beaten yet. I can see him holding the title for a while longer. And I think with the Jay Lethal match, I think really, if you look at like what we were talking about earlier with their tag teams, they seem to have quite a lot of heel hat tag teams. But when it comes to the Ring of Honor Television Championship, there's not many heel people. I mean, you got Silas Young, who you could count, and now you've got Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
So I think they really need that. He's the main heel in that division, and maybe that is Jay Lethal now. Well, I haven't seen him. We haven't really seen him since he's gone heel, so I don't know how that's playing out at the moment. But and with the New Japan matches, the only one that I don't see Young Bucks losing.
No.
But the rest of them could go either way.
See, for me, I mean, Tanahashi and Liger teaming up, that just sounds amazing.
It's happened quite a lot in the past, Tanahashi and Liger. And they're always great. They always put on a good show. I mean, you're looking at, they're like the two major faces of they're like the two major faces of New Japan Pro Wrestling. You should get that.
Yeah. Also, yeah, the Bullet Club versus Akeda and Guido. Or again, I'm probably butchering that name.
It's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's Bullet Club, so that's enough of a winner for me. But yeah, no, it looks like a really good card. Looking down it.
But I think I'm more looking forward to this War of the Worlds in New York. I think that's going to be more of a crossover event, whereas this is, here's some matches from New Japan and here's some matches from Ring of Honor.
Yeah. So that's the Japanese shows. What else have we got that we're going to?
We've had the Japanese show the past couple of weeks. You know, the road to.
Yes.
Wrestling
Invasion.
Wrestling Dontaku. I probably just wrecked that name.
So, do you want to take that? Because
yeah. One sec. I wasn't prepared for this, Ross. I wasn't. I thought you were the results, man.
sorry.
Okay, let's have a look. This past Saturday, we had the opening match of Bushi, Tiger Mask, and Thunder Liger versus Dorada, El Desperado, and Tajushi, which was won by Tajushi. Interesting. What do you think of El Desperado? Have you seen El Desperado? Other than his Wrestle Kingdom 8, where he challenged Ibushi.
I actually haven't. I need to look into that.
Watch his match with Ibushi. I remember watching. I can't remember who his old character was, but I remember watching, like, when I first, because they had that. Was it the CML Fantastic Mania thing?
Yeah.
And I remember looking up some of his old Mexican stuff under his old gimmick, and he's improved a lot. Yeah, so everyone should check him out. Next,
now, actually, El Desperado was Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that.
We should change the name of this show. This is going to be an hour of us wrecking people's names on Pro Wrestling Radio. Yeah, so that sounds like a good name. Where was it? Oh yeah, second match we had Kojima and Tenzan versus Komatsu and Nakanishi, which was won by Kojima. Next up, we had the Chaos team versus the Suzuki Gun team, which there's too many names. It was an 8-man tag, and it was won by Chaos by Yano.
So is Suzuki Gun the team that's got Taka Michinoku in it?
Yep. And Taichi, I don't know what it is with that guy. I'm pretty sure he does. He's so bad. Like, I think the only thing I've seen him do, like, well, is like bring a chair into the ring. I don't want to like offend wrestlers, but I think they either New Japan ain't giving him a chance, or yeah.
That's probably it.
Next up, we had the team of Kushida. There you go, Kushida, Honma,
Yep.
and Naito versus Takahashi, Ishii, and Yoshihashi, which was won by the Ultimate, which was won by Honma. Which have you seen the matches with Naito and Ishii lately?
Did they face off at Wrestle Kingdom, or was that someone else?
No, Naito faced Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
In that case, no. I'm slacking on my Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, but they've had a couple of rematches because Naito was the never open weight champion. So him and that Ishii have been going after the belt for the past couple of months, and they've put on some absolutely cracker of matches. Next up, we had Captain New Japan and Nagata versus your favourite Shibata and Goto, which was won by Goto. Next up, we had another six-person tag. Well, another Chaos versus Bullet Club this time, which was Chaos was Forever Hooligans and Nakamura versus Bullet Club, which was Young Bucks and Bad Luck Fale, and Chaos won. I don't know what it is, but it seems like whenever Bullet Club are not in a title match, they normally lose.
Yeah. Strange booking, but yeah.
Yeah, so Rocky Romero from the Chaos won that one for Team Chaos. Next up, we had Okada versus Bad Boy Tonga. I bet you can guess who won that one.
Go on.
Okada won that one.
There you go.
And then last but not least, we had Maccabee and Tanahashi versus Bullet Club of Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. Wasn't for a title. And Tanahashi won. What is that? All of the Bullet Club lost it on Saturday, so hopefully they'll do better in this next show. And then on Sunday, we had Tiger Mask, Tanaka and Liger versus Dorado, Bushi and Taguchi, which was won by Taguchi. There's a lot of tag matches, ain't they? They do like their tag matches. Whenever it's not like a main pay-per-view, it's always pretty much tag matches. Then we had Tenzan with Kojima beating Captain New Japan and Nakanishi. I quite like that name. Next up, we had Guido. How's you Guido and Gado, Izuka and Yano versus Suzuki Gun, which was again Taichi, Makinura, Benjamin and Suzuki, which was won by them. Next up, you had Goto, Naito, Honma and Kushida beating Yoshihashi, Takahashi, Ishii and Nakamura. Then had Bullet Club beat with Tonga, Gallows and Anderson beating Desperado, Maccabee and Tanahashi.
Bullet Club won a match. Bullet Club won a match.
Yeah. Don't speak too soon. Next up, we had Team Chaos and Team Bullet Club, which was again, Okada, Ramiro, and Kozlov beating Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and Bad Luck Fale in the main event. So there you go. You're caught up now.
So I was laughing at the fact of I was bigging up Bullet Club and then they lost in the main event.
They lost a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you know why it isn't there? Because their apparent leader, AJ Styles, isn't there to give them a good team speech.
There we go.
They might do better at actual wrestling. Doku. Yeah.
Yes. So that was the... which show was that again? Sorry?
That was the 2 Road to Wrestling Donokus.
Right. And then I've got the Invasion Attack results. If we want to talk about that.
We can talk about an Invasion Attack.
I've not got long left, so we had Time Splitters defeated Apollo 55.
Well, that's
hang on.
That's last year's Invasion Attack.
Fail, right?
That's the match that that's the match that's pretty much started the Bullet Club.
Right. Yeah, ignore me then.
Okay. Have you seen the matches announced for Dragon Gate UK?
I haven't. No.
Well, on night 1 of Dragon Gate UK, we have the only match that has been announced so far is a tag team match with Mars Haskin and Mighty Scroll versus the Inner City Machine Guns. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good match.
I'm tempted to start singing all night long, but I won't because
On that. If people don't know, Inner City Machine Guns come out to All Night Long, and basically everyone just sings it, and then everyone carries on singing it while the match is still going on.
Oh, there was the dance-off, wasn't there, in the El Ligero Sanjay Dutt match?
To be honest, that match needed that dance-off. It didn't really do much in that match, which was a bit disappointing. But yeah, so that match takes place on the first night, which is in July, and then the second night you have the rematch between Yamato and Yokozuka, which also would be a great match. So far, the confirmed stars to be there are Ricochet, Seema, Yokosuka, Naruki Dio, Yoshino, Rich Swann, Mighty Scroll, Mars Haskin, and Lion Kid. So that was the news from Dragon Gate UK.
And in the last 5 minutes or so, we're going to do a quick rundown of Invasion Attack 2014. Now I've actually got the right year. So...
Don't wreck anyone's names.
Oh, yeah, really? So we had Young Bucks beating Shinsei Tag, which is El Desperado and Ibushi.
Good match. Great match that was.
Then we had Kazushi Sakuraba, Togi Makabe and Yuji Nagata beat Suzuki Gun. No. Anything?
Sorry, I was I just did a Nixie. Sorry. I don't know what match we're talking about, and I can't remember.
It's the Sakuraba, Makabe, and Nagata versus Suzuki Gun.
It was. I mean, every match on that card was decent, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't up there with the best ones.
Right. Then we've got Tenkozi, which is Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Kojima versus the Iron Gods of Jack Stane and Rob Conway.
That was for the NWA tag team titles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was alright. What do you think about the NWA being with New Japan?
It's definitely got potential to put on some good matches.
Mm.
So, so we've got that. And then we had the Gracie brothers, Daniel Gracie and Rollis Gracie, beating Chaos.
Poor Yano and Izuka. In all fairness, actually, in that match, it did turn more into a wrestling fight match, and although they weren't great, it was alright. It was an alright match.
Right. Then we've got Ryosuke Taguchi versus beat Prince Devitt.
Great match. It was. I like the whole Bullet, the Devitt turning on the Bullet Club sort of thing as well. Angle with basically in the match, Matt, the Young Bucks kept trying to help him, and he was like, no. Devitt was like, no, I want to win it fairly. And then after a while, we had enough of him, so he decided to run and suicide dive at him. It was a good match. and then after they went, it was an even better match.
Right. So then we had Chaos, which is Okada and Yoshihashi beating Bad Luck Fale and Tamatonga.
Let's face it, that whole match was just put on for Styles to return.
Mm-hmm.
It was an okay match. It wasn't anything really special or anything, but when Styles come out and took out Okada, that was worth it. That was that was it.
Right, and then as we've only got a couple of minutes, we'll whip down these. We've got Ishii beat Naito.
Best. I would say that was the best match of the night.
Right, then we've got Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson beat Goto and Shibata.
It was one of them slow start matches, but I've kind of started to like them quite a bit now. It was a slow start, but then it got better after a while.
Right, and in the main event, Nakamura beat Tanahashi for the IWGP Intercontinental title.
Loved it. My third favourite part of the WrestleMania weekend.
Cool, and so that was Invasion Attack 2014.
Not 2013.
Oh, that's all right, I'll remember that. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of the show, I believe.
I think Dino wants to come on. He's going to talk about...
Right, cool.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Okay. So yes, that was the first episode of the Takeover Wrestling broadcast.